You must have watched the video of police vehicles lined up outside a mansion, blue lights flashing as officers moved in and out. That scene marked the beginning of a dramatic chapter in South Africa's long fight against corruption. Businessman Hangwani Maumela, long linked to suspicious tenders at Tembisa Hospital, is now watching his property being seized by law enforcement officers. The move follows mounting evidence that Maumela was tied to a network accused of looting public health funds meant for saving lives. For months, whispers about Maumela's business dealings had been circulating in Gauteng. His companies allegedly supplied everything from hospital gloves to medical equipment at shockingly inflated prices. Investigators say the contracts were approved with little oversight, and the payments were made almost immediately. It was as if the system was designed to fail, except it didn't fail for everyone. Some people became very rich. The Tembisa Hospital scandal gained national attention after the tragic assassination of whistleblower Babita Deokaran in 2021. She had exposed a web of fraudulent transactions flowing out of the hospital, involving hundreds of millions of rands. Among those flagged in her reports were companies connected to Maumela. Her death became a symbol of the dangers faced by those who dared to confront corruption. For years, South Africans asked whether her sacrifice would ever lead to justice. Now, with the seizure of Maumela's assets, many believe that justice may finally be catching up. Law enforcement officials are confiscating luxury vehicles, expensive furniture, and sprawling properties linked to his business empire. Reports suggest that millions of rands were laundered through a web of shell companies and middlemen who helped disguise the origins of the funds. It's a story that almost sounds fictional, except it isn't. While ordinary citizens were queuing for medication and hospitals struggled with broken equipment, vast sums of money were allegedly diverted into private pockets. It's like something out of a dark comedy. While the wards ran short of gloves, someone somewhere was ordering champagne for their new mansion. But here's the twist. Sources close to the investigation believe Maumela may not have acted alone. His network of companies appeared to have backing, or at least silent approval, from certain officials within the Gauteng Department of Health. The question now is how high up the corruption went. Were senior bureaucrats or political figures part of the operation, or did they simply look the other way? The Special Investigating Unit, SIU, working with the Hawks and the Asset Forfeiture Unit, is reportedly tracing every cent that moved through Maumela's accounts. Their goal is to recover stolen funds and dismantle the entire syndicate. According to investigators, these tenders were not just one-off deals, they were part of a pattern of looting that stretched across multiple public hospitals. The Tembisa case stands out because it represents everything wrong with South Africa's procurement system: the abuse of emergency tenders, the manipulation of compliance rules, and the political shielding of those involved. For years, corruption was treated like an administrative hiccup rather than a crime. Only now, after years of public outrage, are we seeing visible consequences. Still, South Africans are divided in their reactions. Some see this as a turning point, proof that the government is finally serious about cleaning up. Others are skeptical, noting that high-profile raids often make headlines but rarely end in convictions. They ask, will this be another show for the cameras, or will real justice follow? In fairness, there is reason for cautious optimism. The intensity of the asset seizures and the involvement of multiple agencies suggest this isn't a mere publicity stunt. If the investigation holds, this could become one of the most significant corruption cases since the days of state capture. It could also send a powerful message to other businesspeople and officials who have been exploiting the system for personal gain. The irony of it all is painful. A hospital meant to heal people became a hunting ground for greed. Patients who waited for hours in overcrowded corridors were unknowingly paying the price for these crimes. Every inflated invoice meant fewer resources for staff, fewer medical supplies, and more suffering for ordinary South Africans. It's corruption at its most heartless, not just theft of money, but theft of dignity. Humor helps us process it, but you can't help laughing bitterly at the absurdity. Imagine a tender for our 500,000 worth of gloves being approved at triple the cost, and someone celebrating the deal with a bottle of imported whiskey. That's not just corruption, it's mockery. It's a reminder of how deep the rot has gone in parts of the public sector. And yet, something feels different this time. Perhaps it's the growing public demand for accountability. Perhaps it's the pressure on the new government of national unity to prove it's more than just a political arrangement. Either way, this case has captured national attention because it touches a nerve: health, corruption, and justice, all colliding in one story. It's also forcing uncomfortable questions about the safety of whistleblowers. If Babita Deokaran's bravery had been acted upon sooner, would millions of rands have been saved? Would Maumela's empire have grown as large as it did? Her sacrifice has become a rallying cry, and many are now urging government to do more to protect those who expose wrongdoing. As investigators catalogue Maumela's seized assets, the public is watching closely. What happens next will determine whether this is just another corruption headline or a genuine shift toward accountability. Will those implicated face court? Will the money be recovered? And will the families of those affected by the looting finally see justice served? Whatever the outcome, this case is a lesson for anyone tempted to treat public funds as a personal bank account. The days of easy looting are numbered. The message is clear: you can run luxurious tenders, but you can't hide forever. If you've been following this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this marks the beginning of real change, or are we being treated to another performance of justice delayed? See you next time.